Bonjour tout le monde! Welcome back to Learn French with Nat. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I'm back. In this video, we're going to go over restaurant terms in French, specifically Canadian French, because some words we use here in Canada are a little bit different than they would use in France. So if you want to know how to order food in a restaurant, stick around. Alright guys, so in this video we're going over restaurant words. We're not going to go over food items specifically, but more general words like menu, waiter, like a booth or a table, stuff like that, just to, to get your bearings in a French restaurant, okay? Okay, so let's remember that these words are for Canadian French. Most of them are very similar. I'll point out the ones that I know are different, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's just a few differences, okay? For the last thing we're going to do in this video, we're going to go over 4 sentences that are essential to surviving a restaurant, okay? So let's get going. So the first word is a waiter. A waiter in French is serveur. Un serveur, okay? Serveur. Serveur. That's for masculine, so that's for a man, un serveur. For a woman, it would be une serveuse. 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 We don't say the E at the end too much, okay? So it sounds like une serveuse. So un serveur et une serveuse, okay? For the host, the person who seats you to the table. For a boy, a man, it would be called l'hôte. The word is hôte, okay? Mais on dit l'hôte. On dit pas le hôte. So we won't go into the details today why we put an apostrophe, but we say l'hôte. We don't say le hôte, okay? And for a woman, we would say l'hôtesse. L'hôtesse. Hôtesse. L'hôtesse. The E at the end, again, is very silent. We don't emphasize that letter at all, so often it sounds like it's not even there. L'hôtesse. Okay? So the dining area is la salle à manger. La salle à manger. La salle à manger. Okay? It sounds kind of fast. La salle à manger. La salle is the room. À manger is to eat. La salle à manger. Okay? And the bar area is very easy. Bar in French is bar. Bar. The only tricky part is that R, right? That French R. We practiced that in another video. Just remember that. I'll link to that video up above, okay? Bar. Le bar. Okay? All right, a booth. A booth in French is une banquette. Okay? I think this word is more typical of French Canadian. I don't think they typically have booths in France or in Europe. It's not I might be wrong. The French people from Europe can correct me here, but I don't think that's a word that's used very much there. But we definitely use that here. So it's called banquette. Une banquette. Okay? And a table is une table. Une table. Okay? The E at the end is fast again. Une table. Okay? So if you wanted to eat outside, you would say à l'extérieur. À l'extérieur. À l'extérieur. Or on a terrace, sur la terrasse. Sur la terrasse. If you wanted to eat inside, you would say à l'intérieur. À l'intérieur. À l'intérieur. Okay, so this is one of the words that differs a lot between France and Canadian French here. It's a menu. A menu in Canada, in French, is very similar to a menu in English. It's menu. Le menu. Okay? Same word, just pronounced the French way, right? Menu. In French, menu. Menu. In France, typically you would use the word la carte. Est-ce que je peux voir la carte? Okay? But here we say, est-ce que je peux voir le menu? Okay? A drink or a beverage is called un breuvage. Un breuvage. Breuvage. Un breuvage. Okay? The main course is called le plat principal. Le plat is dish. Principal is main. principal, the main dish, right? Le plat principal. Plat principal. Principal. Okay? The IN is a nasal vowel. Un, principal. Principal. Dessert. Dessert in French is un dessert. Dessert. Okay? Un dessert. 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 Okay? The T at the end is silent. Dessert. And we often have here on menus something called la table d'hôte. I think it's the same word in English, table d'hôte. Basically, it's a packaged meal that includes the appetizer, the main course, and a dessert and a coffee for a set price. So we often have that on menus here, and it's called table d'hôte. Table d'hôte. Table d'hôte. Okay? L'apéritif. You can say apéritif or l'apéro for short. Okay? L'apéritif or l'apéro. The word is apéritif or apéro. What this is, it's basically a beverage, usually that's alcoholic, that you would have before the meal to open up your appetite, to get you hungry for dinner, okay? So a reason I'm going over this word, because for you not to confuse it with appetizer, it sounds like appetizer, but it's not an appetizer. Usually it's a drink, and it's apéritif, and it's usually alcoholic, and it's served before a meal, okay? So the next one is the bill at the end of the meal. This is also a word that differs in France and in French Canadian. Here we say la facture. La facture. Facture. La facture. Okay, the E at the end again is not pronounced very much. In France, they use the word l'addition. Est-ce que je peux avoir, can I have, est-ce que je peux avoir l'addition? Okay, if you use that word here, we would totally get it. Like, we understand, very multicultural city in Montreal, we understand l'addition, but usually you would use the word la facture, which is the bill, okay? A tip in French is pourboire. Le pourboire. Le pourboire. Pourboire, okay? The next word is a reservation. Reservation looks almost the same in English and French, just pronounced a little bit differently, but it's similar. Réservation. Une réservation. La réservation. Okay? Réservation. La réservation. Now let's go over the most essential words we need for restaurants. So to order food, order is commander. 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 To drink, it's boire. Boire. Okay? To eat is manger. Manger. A-N together does the A sound, which is another nasal vowel. Manger. Okay? And takeout would be à emporter. En, E-M is en, porter. À emporter. Okay? So that's takeout, takeaway, however you want to say it in English, that's takeout. Okay? So a few expressions here you want to use at a restaurant would be bon appétit. Bon appétit, I think, is used in English very much. However, in Anglophones will say bon appétit or something like that. But it's a French expression, and it's said bon appétit. Bon appétit. Bon appétit. Okay? Separately, the words are actually bon, which is good, and appétit, which is appetite. But when you put them together, there's a liaison between the last consonant and the first vowel. It's a long explanation for this expression, but it's pronounced bon appétit, okay? And the T at the end of appétit is silent. We don't say appétit, okay? It's appétit. Bon appétit. Enjoy your meal, okay? And the most important one, I think, is cheers. Cheers in French is santé. 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 Okay? All right. It means health, essentially. Okay? For the last thing we're going to do in this video, we're going to go over 4 sentences that are essential to surviving a restaurant. Okay? So, first one is, if you want to say, I'm going to have the chicken, I'm going to have. in French, you're going to say, je vais prendre le poulet. Je vais prendre la salade. Je vais prendre. You're basically saying I'm going to have, I'm going to take, okay? Je vais prendre. Je vais prendre. Je vais prendre un verre de vin. Je vais prendre une bière, okay? So that's how you order an item off the menu. If you're arriving at a restaurant and you want to say how many people you are, you say bonjour or salut. Bonjour is a good polite way to say it. Bonjour. On est 3 personnes. On est 3 personnes means we are 3 people. Okay? We've reviewed this in another video. In conversational French, when you're talking about yourself in a group, we say on. However, in books, we learn the expression nous. Nous sommes 3. That is proper French in written French. But if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're talking about you in a group, as in we, in conversational French, we say on est 3. We are 3. Okay? So, bonjour, on est 2. Bonjour, on est 3. Or you could say bonjour pour 2 personnes, s'il vous plaît. For 2 people, please. Bonjour pour 3 personnes, s'il vous plaît. Okay? You can say, I have a reservation. J'ai une réservation. J'ai une réservation. Under the name Smith. Okay? J'ai une réservation sous le nom Smith. J'ai une réservation sous le nom Smith. J'ai une réservation sous le nom Smith. Okay? And last, if you want to say check please, can I have the check? Can I have the bill? What you want to say is la facture, s'il vous plaît. La facture, s'il vous plaît. Okay? All right. So that's it for today's lesson. I hope I helped you out a little bit. If you have any questions, don't be shy to write them below. I try to look at the comments and answer them. I also wanted to mention that I'm going to do a bonus video. It's basically a listening video of an interaction at a restaurant between a waitress and a couple ordering food. So if you just want to listen to some French a little bit with a Canadian French accent, I'll make sure to link that video below. Okay? Thanks, guys. See you next time. À la prochaine.